You are now listening to the Warp World Podcast. Boom shakalaka.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 182 of the Warp World Podcast, the premier podcast for a podcast identity crisis. My name is Xwater, and I am joined today by co-host Jakku and super guest GrandPooBear. What's going on, guys?
Hey, welcome.
I like this new self-dub title. It sounds cooler than host, honestly.
It does.
Super guest. It's like the Super Nintendo was better than the regular Nintendo.
Right. Well, I think like, let's be realistic. Like here, like in the last 5 months, I've been on like 4 podcasts. At best, that's a guest host, right? At best, that's the guest host. But that's more than any other guest host has had. So technically super guest host.
I think Fiend is probably the closest at 2 or 3?
And let's
3.
And we don't. I don't know what the future, immediate future, is holding. Mm-hmm. So before I get any titles back, I have to. You gotta step through them. You know what I mean? You gotta step through those titles.
Okay. Well, listen. If you're ready to take the challenge, I've got the greatest like first step, the greatest first challenge for you. As is tradition at the start of the show, we got to say thank you to a special group of people who give us money. So I'm going to leave that in your hands, your capable hands.
Okay. I want to thank all of your mothers out there. I really, really appreciate all of them. They give me lots of money, but better yet, you're talking about the Patreons.
Yes.
I just realized.
Yeah,
different P word.
Yeah, sorry. I know. I wasn't talking about our highest paying source of revenue, second highest.
Okay, patrons. Yes, thank you so much for the patrons. You guys all should go become patrons at patreon.warp.world because it's awesome and you get tons of great benefits. I swear for it. So everyone go do that.
For it.
I swear. So everyone go do that. Yeah, thanks, patrons.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was hoping that's where you were going to take that Xwater. And if it wasn't, I was going to jump in, but you had it, man.
We're figuring it out, man. It only took us 182 episodes, but we're getting there.
We are on top of it right there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, okay.
Can I ask you guys? Can I ask you guys a question?
Yep.
Have you guys ever had an injury that prevents you from gaming?
Kind of to a degree, yeah.
Okay. What was it?
When I was one St. Patty's Day, I thought it'd be really cool to smash the Edward 40 hands bottles against each other after I finished. Cut my hand up pretty good. So I couldn't really use a mouse or type on a keyboard very well for a little bit with my right hand. Like, it wasn't bad enough to need stitches, but it was bad enough that flexing my fingers too far would crack the scab and cause a lot of bleeding. So at that point I had to drop all of my PC gaming and I had to do a lot of very casual like just like puzzle games and shit like that for a little bit. You know, it was a rough patch.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, you know it's a great story when it's like one St. Patrick's Day,
right?
I thought it would be, and it's when you bring thinking into it, it makes it even better. No, I haven't had. I've had a lot of accident or like injuries as a small child or a smaller child, but nothing that prevented me from gaming. And nothing like that. My goodness.
My bum eye also made me not want to game last year.
You know, I actually thought about that the other day. I'm like, oh, I don't think I've asked him or anyone's asked him on the podcast how that's going.
Oh man, I totally forgot about that.
Dude,
I mean, well, that's probably a good thing.
Yeah, flexibility on the side that was paralyzed is better than ever. Like, I've got complete independent control of that eyebrow.
Look at that. You got some rock going on right there.
Yeah.
All right.
Like, that was no problem.
And he didn't have that before. So that's an improvement.
This is added stuff right here.
That was the result of 4 to 5 stretching sessions of the face per day, assisted with my fingers. You know, it felt useless, and then I was recovered, and it's like, damn, I got hella control now.
You got muscles where no one knows you got muscles.
Exactly. Yeah.
Undiscovered muscles.
Didn't even know they were there.
Yeah.
But Pooh, I know you're asking because you. We talked about it earlier. I just saw your tweet. You're suffering from some gaming blocker injuries here.
Yeah, so I bite my nails, and it's definitely like the one my one bad thing. I don't, I don't drink excessively, blah blah blah. Biting my nails is my thing that like I really wish I could quit doing it. I can't quit doing. And I have a hangnail, and I if anyone's ever bitten their nails, that sometimes you bleed a little, you bite them a little bad, and blah blah blah. Well, I had one that was really bad, and it has caused a infection in my thumb, and my thumb is like my right thumb right now is about I'd say like 175% of my left thumb, not quite double. It is significantly swollen, and swollen a lot more after playing today. I played through it yesterday because it wasn't that bad yesterday. I woke up just throbbing this morning. And I played about 25 expert levels on my 1,000 expert streak. And I got done. And then when we were playing Scott Pilgrim, I couldn't button mash. Like I couldn't, because that's a beat 'em up. I couldn't just keep like banging the thumb on. So I was playing with these two fingers.
Claw gripping it.
Yeah, claw gripping it. I've never done before. And I'm kind of like, I'm slightly concerned because my options right now are sit and wait and hope it goes down. Or I can go get it. What you do like for something like this, you basically get your thumb cut open, and then they drain the pus out of it. But then I got a big old gash on my hand for 3 weeks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know what to do. I'm a little concerned. I'm a little worried. You know what I mean? I don't know if I should just like play some mouse, because I could probably play mouse and keyboard games, no problem. That would be fine for a little while. Like I'm a little like, I don't know. It's a weird spot, because I've never been in that situation before, and it's not. I'm also like a little concerned. Like I like woke up, it was throbbing so bad. I was like, oh shit, I don't want to lose my thumb. You know what I mean? I was like, I don't want to lose my thumb. Like that would be bad. Yeah. So
two things on that. I'll start with the thumb real quick, losing your thumb. I once asked Darby and like, hey, do you have insurance on your hands? He's like, no, because I think the second you do that, like it's a bad luck thing and your hands are going to get crushed. So I was terrified of that. So I insured his hands this year. So no new world records. Calling it. Now, second though, have you talked to your boy Mitch? He apparently claims to have the same issue more often than not. And so he might have some tips for you.
I have to talk to him. Yeah, I've been doing all the like soaking it in salt, like blah blah blah, all those things, but like rough. It's rough.
Yeah no, that's but yeah, mouse keyboard probably fine, or like I don't know, some sort of painting game. Do a Bob Ross stream, get some paints and just make some happy little clouds, man. Like take the time to do something new, maybe something interesting, because that way you have an excuse. If your viewers are like, I don't like this, it's like, oh well, my thumb was messed up, so what else do you want me to do? And if it goes off, it goes off.
Yeah, that's a good. I mean, that is a good idea. That is a good idea.
I'll be your stream advisor from now on.
Yeah, not bad.
This
man makes content.
Yeah, people need to go to what, twitch.tv/Picante. Is that your stream?
Yeah, that's well, he retired from streaming, so
yeah.
I lost my stream doppelganger in that aspect.
He still posts on our Twitch.
Yeah,
let me tell you.
Yeah. Man, I was posting on there a little bit last week. I was like, you know what? I'll give a couple of these posts like the advice that they're asking for. It felt nice. I don't think anyone replied though.
Yeah, it's an interesting subreddit. I'm no longer a mod there because I'm just like I'm good. I did a year or so. I did my time.
I feel like all Twitch like subreddit though, like I feel like we're in this really weird point in time on Twitch where there's a lot of mega streamers now. Instead of there being one or two or three, now there's like a lot of people that are capable of 50, somewhere between like 30 and 100,000 viewers at any given time. And I feel like our Twitch live stream fails, all those are literally just dominated now by about 15 names. You know what I mean? Like 15 to 20 names of those people. And that's it. And that's all you see anymore. XQC, Ludwig, Pokimane, Valkyrie, Ninja, Tim. You know what I mean? Like
I don't know if I see Tim that often right now.
I saw Tim today.
Tim's like under the radar now. You know what I mean? Tim and Shroud are like under the radar streamers at the moment, which is.
Did Shroud come back to Twitch? I didn't even know.
Yeah.
I didn't even see that. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. He had a 400,000 viewer stream when he came back. The day he came back.
It's pretty tight. It's pretty tight.
But yeah, you see those new, not new, but those others just like top of the charts constantly.
Oh yeah.
It's
It was
crazy.
great when one of them was using crowd control. So
yeah,
amazing.
Dude, it's nuts. Viewership in general feels like it's just been up. Like I feel like I look around and everybody's crushing it.
Yeah, I mean that is true too. I mean that is true. Like Twitch itself is through live streaming. I think that I got the stat was I saw from the YouTube guys said live streaming overall on both platforms together grew 61% year to year, which is that's a lot considering that it's it's been it's been growing every year as is. But this is definitely like a huge year year over year, and I mean and I would say like I even for all of us, I think everyone I know like literally is having a better year now than they were last year.
Yeah. I think that's fairly accurate. Yeah.
One man is not.
Yes. Except for one. I can think of one.
Well,
not on Twitch
recently. Yeah. No, he got banned on Twitch.
Oh yeah, he got banned on Twitch. Got banned on Twitter. Got banned on Facebook.
Oh well, yeah. Like that guy. he had already got his. He had the. You know what's fucking okay? Here's what's wild. Our current president has had his Twitch banned like 4 times. You know what I mean? Like, and do you know why they ban him? For running his regular rallies, because his regular rallies call for violence so often that it goes against Twitch's TOS. That's wild.
That's crazy. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. It's all right. This is the last podcast we'll ever talk about him.
We'll see about that.
If they ever talk about him.
We'll see about that. Yeah.
Here being the news. I think he's actually going to pivot and get into the game market and do something like a Luna or Stadia type thing. He's going to do a streaming console. He's going to one-up Soldier Boy.
I mean, you know what? I was going to say, if it's the grifting Soldier Boy market, maybe the grifting market. Like, that's what the man knows. You know what I mean? So
I long for the day where him and Soldier Boy are on the same level of relevancy.
I feel like there's probably a photo of both of them together at some point. I feel like that's already probably happened.
Man, we need to make that the 2021 goal. Soldier Boy,
Trump.
Tell him, Trump.
Oh my god. I tell you right now though, like we talked about it a little. Like I'm so happy that this is the last Thursday where that dude is going to occupy any sort of like mind space or power over my life. I'm so happy about that. But it's also like I feel like I also have more anxiety about him than I have in ever.
Yeah.
Because
shit, he's just fucking wild. He's just so wild.
When is a snake most dangerous? It's when you're about to shoot it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I probably could have used a better animal, for example, but you get what I'm saying.
I think that was the most accurate animal you could have used, dude, honestly.
Maybe a more accurate method of fighting said animal then.
Yeah.
But I just hope they change the nuke codes like immediately, just so that he doesn't get any ideas. And it's like, oh no, that happened on Biden's term. I don't know what happened.
They need to boot up LastPass and make sure they're running that day of, dude.
Oh man, could you imagine if like you were a president and then you didn't win your next term, but then you came back and like they give you the nuke codes and you're like, they're the same. Like, yeah, we haven't changed them yet.
It's like when a tenant moves out and you're supposed to change the locks. We always do, by the way. We always do.
You don't have to lie to kick it, dude.
I was gonna say that.
Just like they.
I will tell you guys one trick of the trade.
You know what else landlords don't ever do? They never change the carpet. Even though they're like in California, you're supposed to change the carpet every 2 tenants.
Dude,
they never change the carpet.
Yeah, that's why, dude, none of our units have any carpet in it. That is the stupidest thing you could do to owning property. There's no point in owning carpets. That is the worst idea.
I mean, I want to own carpets in my house.
Listen, living with the carpet, that's one thing. But if your sheer job with this carpet is to maintain it and you don't actually get to enjoy the fruits of it, no, I'm putting in laminate. I'm click in place laminate every floor. That's it. That's all I'm doing. It looks nice, simpler, easy to clean. It's beautiful.
Click it.
Yeah, it's like laminate that clicks together, and it's got like Usually we find it that it has like the pre-attached like subflooring bottom on it where you don't have to put down any pads below. So you just scrape the floor down its bare minimum. And you just like basically do a gigantic jigsaw puzzle in a room and then bam, you've got new floors. Yeah.
Wow. I never heard of this before.
Yeah. They got that flooring down, but they need something better for carpet. I know they had like carpet squares at one point where like you could fit them together. And which was nice about that is, you spilled something, rip up the square, put a new one down. But obviously it fades over time.
Yeah. And if one square is a different like shade than another square, it's awkward.
It's even worse. Yeah. So like there's got to be a better way for carpet. I don't know what it is.
I mean, we're three smart gentlemen. We could solve the carpet problem.
Carpet problem.
How do you I mean, the problem is that you got to get it to match all the dirt stains around the rest of your carpet.
Well,
I mean,
what
that's
if
the real problem?
What if we found a way to successfully apply a level of dirt to both a clean and dirty carpet that makes them look identical?
All right. So
I feel like here's my thing though. I feel like at this point, then we're losing the whole idea of replacing the square.
Yes.
You bring forward a very good point.
Yeah, eventually we're getting to a point of diminishing returns, I think.
That's how brainstorming works though.
Yeah.
You throw something in, you get something else back.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking about like carpet on a roller type system, but then you got to furniture's gonna get lifted so you can roll it.
Yeah, like the paper rolls that like
at the doctor's office over the chair.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, the doctor's office over the chair paper. Exactly.
You have it like built into one of your floor joists. You just tear some new out.
Right.
You'd have to have like a bunch of carpet underneath your house, right? Like lined up, like under the base of your house.
A carpet installation.
Your floor joists would need to be filled with carpet.
That would be pretty rough. And then like, how do you replace that roll when you're done? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
I think you just don't. I mean, I'm sure we could find a way, but here's the problem. If the roll, like right at the base of the roll, if that's where you get the stain, then you're wasting a full length of roll to replace it.
Another thing is, carpet's expensive, so I don't want to know what a roll of carpet's going to cost like that. And I'm imagining it's pretty big, right? Because we're talking about carpeting an entire room multiple times. Like that's just gonna be
and
massive.
Actually, and like if there's even like one part of the room that has like a wall that just bumps in for a second, the whole theory falls apart.
Yeah. I just imagine a home inspector being like, all right, well, your carpet reserves half, so you got about 15 more years on your carpet or whatever. Like that's part of the inspections now. Your carpet reserves. And if you don't like the color, you're screwed.
That's really good.
Yeah, we should have saved that one for I Got One.
Man, I am dying on I Got One because like we have tons of ideas recorded, but we still can't really have guests on. It's just, not yet. Oh, we should just make our guests start getting vaccinated beforehand. I got one.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I volunteer to be the first guest on the show.
Is there a way you can get me in?
Send me this vaccine.
Yeah. Don't worry. I got the ingredients for it.
Oh, man, boys. Speaking of vaccine, I got my first allergy immunity injection today, and I'm extremely happy about it.
Is it against burns?
That is not a covered part of it, no.
Oh.
It's against...
not an allergy.
I meant sick burns.
This year we're lowering the exposure to them anyway, so I have some time to relax.
Build up an immunity too.
Yeah. Well, the whole idea to build the immunity though is you have to have them coming constantly. So maybe 2022 is going to roll around, Jaku, and I'm just not going to be able to take it anymore.
Maybe.
We'll have to see how it goes. But yeah, it sucks though because I didn't realize how it works fully. I have to get not only one, but 2 shots every week for 6 months. And it's not that big of a deal.
Never mind.
It's not that big of a deal, but like, it's just like, you
got to go in.
Yeah, I got to go in. And if I go early in the morning, like I went in, there was no line. I was in 2 minutes, but I'm not allowed to leave for 30 minutes in case I go into anaphylactic shock.
Mm-hmm.
So they make me stay for half an hour. So I'm going to start bringing my Switch and finishing up another playthrough of Fire Emblem.
That's like, what do I want to say? That's like what game?
I fucking hate you.
Sorry, I just never heard of it before. That's like a lot of.
I don't know if I can get in on this part.
Yeah, that's a. That's a lot of time at the doctor's office though for 6 months. Are you like that's what's interesting to me? Like, are you? I know you've excited about this, and I know you said you were allergic to everything. Because I've done one of those like allergy test things too, and I also had the like I'm allergic to every fucking thing around. But it like does it affect your day-to-day life to the degree where you felt like you really needed that?
Yeah, dude, spring through the beginning of autumn, basically like April until early October, I will wake up every morning and my eyes need to literally like I gotta like throw water on my eyes to uncrust them shut from the allergy goop. Like it is terrible. Every single night without fail, I go through an incredible bout of like itchiness and discomfort, and it's just like it is like debilitating. I fucking hate it. So winter is like I'm sad because there's no sun, and then summer's like I'm sad because my eyeballs hurt consistently. So hopefully summer's going to be a little bit better this time around. And it's usually fine on trips is the thing. Like when I leave Windsor and we go on these trips, it's usually not an issue, which is great.
That's interesting too, because usually it's the opposite. It would be the place you're used to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I don't know. Windsor's got to be just like fucking dirty enough, weird enough that the plant life around here just gets me. I don't know.
You go to LA, like that's gonna be worse for other reasons.
I used to. I would agree with that though, because like I never had allergies in Michigan. I never had allergies in Colorado or Tahoe or now even Washington. But when I lived in Kentucky, I got horrible allergies. Like I was out of school for 2 weeks one time because I couldn't stop sneezing and eyes watering. It's just allergies, you know what I mean? It wasn't even like that thing, but like the minute I stepped outside, it was like, it is maybe you need to move from Windsor, man. Maybe that's what you should.
It's a great city.
It is lovely city. I also know Chicago is another lovely city. I also know Xwater would never leave his brother though. So
if I were to move cities, I wouldn't like. You guys, obviously, no offense, but your country is not a place I want to move to. I would definitely consider the British Columbia area a little more.
Bro, you're gonna be surprised.
I've been saying this.
How casual things are in 6 months.
I've been saying this beforehand as well. There are,
like here's the thing though. In a week, we get to just go back to just like laughing at the fringe weirdos. They're not in power anymore. We're probably going to get 8 years before they get back in power.
Yeah, the problem is their attention span's not all that great, so we only get probably 8 years.
Also, for this 6 months of treatment of allergy shots, you know how much it costed me with no medical insurance?
Oh, shut up!
No, that's a good reason.
$300 for 6 shots for 6 months of shots weekly, 2 shots a week, like $300. That's it.
That's 300 Canadian too. So
that's like 200 American.
Yeah, it's like 4 Twitch subs.
That's like 4 Twitch subs.
4 Twitch subs.
Yeah. I have also thought about how cool it'd be. Like, man, if I were gonna make the big jump and move somewhere, like maybe Europe somewhere, because there's great affordable housing in a lot of places over there. Beautiful weather, like year-round kind of stuff. Like go live in Spain or go live in Montenegro. Go live in I don't know, anywhere on the Mediterranean Sea.
Yeah. What's funny is me and the wife last night, I looked at her and I was like, I was watching some TikToks actually. It's funny how this came up. I was watching some of the TikToks and one of the like trends is like, tell me a way, Americans living abroad, tell me a way America's fucked you up. And like these Europeans are just telling these stories, like, about like them being worried about being out sick, and like everyone's just like, dude, whatever, you're sick, you know what I mean? Like all these like funny stories about like shit that's so normal here in America, but in other countries they just don't even worry about it. And I looked at Gina, I was like, hey, what do you think about, living in the Mediterranean once B grows up? Like, what do you think about that? Like, that sounds fun, right? you know? And she was like, "Oh yeah, absolutely, let's do it." So I'll be right there with you. 20 years, we can all go.
It's beautiful. You guys can come to my house in Podgorica. We can go stop by there.
I would love to do that. I would love to meet your Serbian family.
It would be a journey. It would be an adventure.
I bet it would be super fun. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it would.
I also bet I would receive a lot of hugs. I bet like people would I don't know why, but I'm just picturing your family in particular, Xwater, because I have this really, I don't know if you guys ever heard this theory, but I have a genuine theory about Xwater's family, and that they're just very big, loving people. Because if you've ever seen Xwater and his brother interact, they're very kind, loving people. They are, you know what I mean? They are very kind, happy, genuinely loving people. So I feel that about his family. So I feel like if I met your European family, I would get a ton of hugs, and they'd like hold my face and say things in language I don't understand, and then like kiss me on the cheek, and then yeah. And so I would love to do that. Sounds like a super fun time, you know?
Yeah, it would. It gets to the point where like the hospitality is so powerful that it gets like overbearing sometimes. I was once told if I didn't enjoy a lovely dish of ice cream that I would be dooming my cousin to never get married. I would like straight up what my aunt was telling me. She's like, if you don't have that ice cream we poured for you, she's gonna die a virgin. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck is this?
Wow.
It's like, fine, I'll eat your desserts. Jesus.
That seems a little drastic, but
yeah.
It got the job done, though.
It did, yeah. The hospitality, and like this is after me saying like, no, the 3 plates of lamb was more than enough. I'm too full for ice cream. Like they brought it out anyway, kind of deal. It's hilarious.
I mean, those are fun once you're done with them. Well, maybe not once you're done with them. Once you've forgotten about them.
Exactly. Once you're not full anymore, you can look back and laugh about it.
Yeah. So that's not too bad. But
yeah, the Mediterranean is definitely a place I would consider living. Jocko, you're never going to leave Chicago, are you?
I don't know, man.
I wouldn't be surprised to see you ending up in China or Japan at some point.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, New Zealand's pretty cool too.
I think I can see Jakku in just about any big city. I don't see you not in a city though.
That's fair.
Yeah, and
I could see Jakku cruising around LA. You know what I mean? In his Tesla. Yeah. Balling it up. Like, I can totally see that. You know what I mean? Even though that doesn't necessarily seem like his type of town, I could see it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, I think city for the most part. But like New Zealand, I went to, we were in Auckland, and like that smaller, it was one of their major cities, but like it's still pretty small compared to like a US city.
Yeah.
But it was like, that would be a cool city for me. Like not a huge city, not New York or Chicago, LA, but you know, for the LA of New Zealand. I don't know if that's their tag. I don't know if they want that tag at all. They can have it if they want, but I'm not putting it on them.
Yeah.
New Zealand seems awesome.
It is.
Big agree.
I mean, they speak English, so
and their accent is so charming. I love the New Zealand accent. It's
when me and Johnny went. No, it wasn't Johnny. It was my friend Toby. Also, who has a friend named Toby, but that's besides the point.
You're right. I don't know any Tobys.
Yeah, it's weird. So we were. It was right around OneUpCoin's release, and I got some. There was a lot of talks on the cryptocurrency exchanges and stuff, or subreddits and stuff, and like some people talked to me, and this one person's like, "Hey, me and my brother are starting like an exchange in New Zealand," and we had some questions about OneUpCoin. I'm like, "Hey, I'm actually going to be in New Zealand like in a week. Do you want to just meet up and talk?" And they're like, "Yeah, let's do it." And so, you know, she met us for lunch, and we were talking OneUpCoin stuff, and we were mentioning how we're going to go to the Shire like tomorrow or something, and all this. And she's like, "Oh, you should have told me. I would have given you my car for the weekend." Like, they just seem so nice,
right? Like, here, just take my vehicle.
Yeah, she's like, "I don't need it for 2-3 more days." So like, we're like, "We already rented a car." She's like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yeah, we're sure." So like, it was just, so they're very, very nice people there as well. So definitely, I think New Zealand is cool, and it is close enough to like. Well, actually, I don't know how close it is to Japan, but I feel like it's gonna be closer than here.
Pretty close.
Yeah, it's
pretty close.
Closer than Hawaii.
Yeah. So it's like, it's not the halfway point, but I can pop over to Australia, go to Japan.
There's tons of fun places you can visit in all of Asia at that point.
I think that it's really close because I know New Zealand. Okay, so this is New Zealand ski resorts are really pumped if you speak Japanese, and Japanese ski resorts are really pumped if you speak English, because tons of people from Australia go to Japan and vice versa, you know, and then tons of people from Japan go down to New Zealand for summer, winters.
Well, it's about
different hemispheres.
It's about an 11, 12-hour flight. Yeah. It's a little more than I thought, but not.
Yeah,
not
that
terrible.
is more than I thought. Yeah,
I think from Chicago to Japan is 12 hours. What?
That can't be.
That has to be more than that.
No,
it's 4 hours from West Coast to
I feel like it was 8 or 9 from Toronto to
no, I guess because
Turkey.
It's 4 hours from here, from Portland to Hawaii.
Okay, no,
and then it's 4 hours from Hawaii to Japan.
Oh, fair
13
enough.
hours. 13 hours from Chicago to Japan.
Yeah, fair enough.
I guess that makes sense. The world doesn't just go this way; it also goes up and down.
yeah.
Yep. Anywhere from Japan is 13 hours. That's just what we learned.
That's fair.
Everything is at least 13 hours away from Japan.
Oh, you know what's kind of a bummer? The company that did those go-karts and stuff in Japan, they got sued by Nintendo, and that's not new news. But like they tried to dispute it and all that stuff, and ultimately they lost. And so like I think those places are shutting down.
That sucks, man. That's such a fun tourist attraction.
Yeah. It was, I mean, me and Saturn got to do it, which was amazing. Like that, if you told me 20 years ago, we'd be like in Japan driving karts, I'd be like, what? Nah, but it was awesome. So great thing to experience. But like, I think like people are going to miss out on that. Like, especially for all the new people wanting to go to Super Nintendo World when flights and stuff happen. Like people are going to be like, oh, let's do the Mario Kart thing too. Although maybe they have the racetrack.
They might have some Mario Kart stuff there, or like
they've shown that that Mario Kart thing they have. But it's like a double dash thing from what it looks like.
I guess, but you're not driving in real traffic, which was pretty fun.
Yeah.
See in Japan,
they should definitely if they're gonna shut it down, they should at least do it themselves, or like license to the people. Be like, give us a cut kind of deal.
Yeah, I don't know, because like if anyone got injured and they're wearing a Mario, that's probably what their concern was.
It probably just one of those Nintendo stop doing it. They're like, will you do it? It's like, no, I just don't want you to do it.
Honestly, the fact that that's probably what it was. Is like, all right, there's the brand issue, but really it's Mario Kart found dead in Tokyo today.
Yeah, danger associated. Man killed driving Mario Kart. Doesn't look good for Nintendo. Yeah.
So that's probably ultimately. So now I understand a little bit, but hopefully they can just do it without the costumes, because it is still pretty fun. I don't know if they have a lot of money or not.
Yeah.
But we shall see. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I did actually book my flight for Japan for Tokyo Game Show.
I think you mentioned it last week.
That's in August.
Okay. Yeah.
That's in August.
It's September, end of September, early October.
You know what? I'd say, you know what? I mean, not to steal your line, but I'd say you got a 50-50 chance. I'd say you got about a 50-50 chance right now,
All right. Well, you got that on the bingo card as well. So, all right. We got the Patreon, the 50-50. He's still got it.
I mean, I think there's a good chance you'll be vaccinated by then. But will they let us in still? You know what I mean? Because props to Japan. One of the countries that I would say are doing it pretty good. They're they pretty much freak out anytime there's even a small outbreak. But you know what? So do New Zealand, and that's why they're out partying maskless all the time now. So and Australia does the same shit. I don't know. That's man. I hope you get to go.
Yeah. Hopefully more of us get to go too on the team. We'll see.
Yeah. I definitely really miss traveling. I'd love to go somewhere in the next year. It'd be great. It would be lovely.
We didn't even really talk about it last week, Exploder, but GDQ was going on.
Yeah. And dude, there was so much sick stuff at GDQ.
Yeah. But that would have been a time where we were like, all right, we got to record this podcast, and it's like it's 2 a.m. Let's just knock a 30-minute one out or something.
Last week would have been the in-room hotel room, someone sitting to the side, not saying a word, chuckling at whatever like dumb profanity we end up slipping out.
Yeah, okay. But then also, this is literally like the last time we all saw each other in person.
Yeah,
it was a year ago.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
It has been a while. I know. I thought about that a lot last week. It was a kind of a sobering thing, and I also like like last year was very. I told like Red Bull. I told everyone I'm not traveling from GDQ till March.
Yeah,
that's like very, very adamant. Like I'm not doing anything from GDQ
because
March.
we were so slammed in that October and November and December, right?
Oh,
yeah, we did so much.
Yeah, like how many sessions did you have in that time? Because I know we had Toronto. You had another one like shortly before that too, didn't you?
We did, yeah. We did the Atlanta, Charlotte like back-to-back ones.
Yeah, yeah.
I had a bunch. Yeah, I had a bunch, and I had a couple other like things for travel. Yeah, I mean, just over all of us were just traveling all over the place last year. So it's just really funny how that worked out.
I know. I remember being somewhat relieved at the start. And I was like, man, I don't have to travel for a little while. And then like 3 months passed. I'm like, okay, it's enough now.
Right. Yeah. It was definitely like, oh, this is kind of nice. Not worrying about going anywhere. And it was like still like April, because I still had some things that was like planned at the end of the month, and it was still unclear. It was still like, you might be able to make it. We're not sure how this thing's going exactly yet. But like by mid-April, it was like, yeah, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
It was really quick how fast it went from like, yeah, it's only going to be a little bit to no, you're screwed.
Yeah, I know, like what do I want to say? Like my wife, she said, well, how long do you think the NBA will be shut down? And I was like, 2 weeks tops. I was like, they're making way too much money for the NBA to be shut down that long.
Yep.
And I mean, I still can't go watch an NBA game if I wanted to, you know? I mean, they're playing, but you can't go watch, you know what I mean? Right. And the league's also having like a breakdown right now since they're not doing the bubble this time. So, yeah, it's been just wild. That's I mean, but obviously we know that. Obviously we're in a whole different world. It is kind of crazy though to just think about how like GDQ does feel like so long away. It felt like so long ago, but it's only a year ago, and how many drastically different things, like how drastically different life is. Compared to that GDQ, compared to the next GDQ.
The phrase new normal sounded weird when we were saying it in March last year, but I mean, we're living in it now. There's, it's normal to never see anybody. It's normal to, isolate hardcore. It's normal to not travel. It's normal to wear a mask everywhere you go.
Yeah. I remember the first podcast we had once. Like we went into lockdown essentially. It was like March 12th, I want to say, is when it happened. And the first podcast we had back, I remember I said something. I was like, "This might be the end of stadium events as we know it."
Yeah.
And I was being like podcast dramatic. Like it was like one of those things where I was like, "Well, there's a 1% chance. Like, let's be dramatic because it's a podcast." You know what I mean? But now that. That doesn't seem that insane like now, you know what I mean? I don't have a guarantee that we're ever going back to like big stadium events yet. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like I honestly don't know if we'll ever see that in that same way again.
Just the thought of over 10,000 people being in the same room, like I'm trained now to immediately be filled with disgust. My brain is like, but they will all die if that happens.
What's something that you did before without even thinking about it that you would never do now?
Oh, let's see.
Go inside a store without a mask, I guess. Like now it's like, yeah, I need a mask.
Well, I mean, like even when we're back, even after like, you know what I mean? Everything.
Okay, so
like,
gotcha.
I know mine is like, yeah, well, definitely that. But you know what I will never do ever again? I will never go to a bowling alley, share a ball with all you weird motherfuckers while we're all eating and licking food. You know what I mean? Like I already had my own bowling balls, but I'm not bowling without them. Period.
Yeah.
Like I am never going bowling without my own bowling balls from now on. There's no way I would do that anymore.
Yeah, because you put your fingers in these holes. And
Yeah.
And in the middle of it, you're eating nachos, pizza, drinking a beer.
We're all sharing the same 14-pound ball. Like,
who knows where it's been? And
who
knows what the last 3 guys who were using that ball were doing, right? Like some dude could be scratching his butt crack.
Right. And it doesn't matter that they may or may not sanitize the balls. No, they don't, because you put them on the rack. We put them on the rack ourselves.
I see him spray the shoes all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I've never once, not ever, have ever seen a ball be washed at a bowling alley. Never. Right. And I've bowled a lot of games. I've never once seen it.
All right, I got one. It's gonna save the bowling industry, because this is gonna be a big problem. The balls, oh my god, this is so good for when I got one, but I gotta do it. All right, you throw the ball in, right? It goes in, whatever. A new ball comes out. Well, technology is advanced. Why the hell are we getting our own balls? Why don't we just choose what pound ball we want, and it comes out and then when it goes back in there, it's getting washed.
I like this idea,
and it gets back in the line.
I like this idea actually. That's a pretty good idea.
The ball gets washed as it returns.
So you're
returned.
So you're like, all right. So you put X water. You're putting your name in right on the computer.
Yeah.
And this is let me. If I'm correct me if I'm wrong on any of these points, Jakku. But you put your name in on a computer, and you're like, I want a 13-pound ball.
Yep.
And then whenever it's your turn, a 13-pound ball shows up to you, freshly cleaned, ready for you to go. And then once you roll it, it goes in. It goes back in the thing behind you. Back in there, and it gets washed. And that's that. You know what I mean? Then you get another 13-pound ball.
Gotcha. So it's got a reserve of balls as you bowl in. It washes, stores, and dispenses upon requirement. I get it. I think I get it. Yes, that is a good idea.
And maybe you don't have to do the wash every single time. Maybe you choose a 15 and it gives you a fresh ball, and then that's your ball. And everyone should have their own ball with a color on it or something. But because it could get really costly to wash a ball every time someone throws it.
Yeah.
But hell yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
Even if they didn't, what if they had some sort of light they ran the ball through,
UV light.
Disinfecting with lasers or something.
No, UV light.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You don't have to wash it then. You're right.
Yeah. So this whole time I've been racking my brain, but honestly, I've always been somewhat of a dumpster human, and I think I'm going to revert to dumpster human once Corona's done. I don't think there are limits.
No, you're not I probably won't, drink a shot in the same shot glass that you just had one in. And there's nothing like that. You're just
off the top of my head. Yeah, if I got the vaccine, I made it through life until Corona by being the dumpster human I am. So something was going all right.
I think it's not even that. It's just I'm so much more conscious now.
Yeah. I know, but I really
definitely not sharing needles anymore. That's for sure.
I really like my previous lifestyle of don't care, I'll probably be fine. I miss it, I miss the recklessness.
I'm with you.
Yeah, but definitely the bowling alley one. I think I saw that on Reddit the other day, or at least somebody making mention of it.
I think I've seen it on TikTok too.
This?
Yeah.
If Reddit, TikTok, it probably. Oh man, back in my day, it probably starts on TikTok now, and then it gets down to
everything.
The Reddit and stuff where
we all just
it goes.
Feel it.
Yeah,
man.
So I probably subconsciously doom scrolled through it and didn't even notice.
The talent on TikTok is bonkers, dude. Every time I go on TikTok, I scroll through for 20 people, and 5 of those people are doing something that they deserve to be getting paid so much money for. It's ridiculous. The crazy good dancing, the crazy good transitions, just the people who are funny as shit.
TikTok doesn't. Yeah, but the one thing that's weird about TikTok is it's really hard to make a lot of money off TikTok itself.
Yeah. You need to
definitely
use TikTok to get the people to the places where you do make money.
Yeah. I have I don't know, 9 million views or something. 10 million views on my TikTok. It's a really good amount. Yeah, I made $300.
I didn't even know you made money on TikTok itself.
Well, that's one thing that's actually really cool about it is you can just go in and enter the after you get, I think it's 100,000. You can go and enter the creator fund.
Yeah.
Like right on the app, and then you just accrue money, and then you can just take it out whenever.
That's kind of cool.
The problem is that, I mean, unless you're Addison Ray, or
Call him out.
the Bella Porch is the one. I'm trying to think of like the mega creators on the platform. It's not doing a lot for you. It's not like YouTube where you can be, you can have 5,000-10,000 views per video and you're still making, you can make a livable wage off that, honestly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're pumping out enough videos. And you also just like the way TikTok, but the way TikTok works is like you literally just throw content at a wall.
Yeah.
You just put out fucking anything. Doesn't matter. Just put it fucking out, and then
if it's good, it's good. It makes out. Yeah.
Yeah. If it goes viral, that's great. And if not, who gives a fuck for something else?
It's the shotgun of YouTube. The shotgun approach. Like you're like, I'm just gonna shoot in this general direction where YouTube's more like a sniper shot. You got to be pretty precise.
Well, the way the algorithm works, it's not like you're not. Yeah, you're not their algorithm doesn't punish you for random content the way that every other algorithm does. You know what I mean? But it also doesn't like reward you for having a lot of followers either. It doesn't just shove your videos in front of followers. That really doesn't matter. It seems like I don't even know why they have it honestly on there. So it's a super interesting platform. I gotta admit, like who was it? It was the Animal Crossing guy that was preaching to all of us about TikTok, and we all kind of like, but he was totally right.
Yeah,
absolutely right. Yeah,
it's good stuff, man.
You were talking. So the other thing that I might not do as much, like use somebody else's phone, even like they're handed their phone. Like if I don't have to touch their phone, I don't want to touch their phone.
No, I'll do it
with all the fingers. Especially if you're eating. Like if you're eating, it's like, hey, here, take my phone. Their hands, phone, mouth, and then yours. That's kind of similar to the bowling, but like phones are definitely disgusting.
The limits are far from me,
at least
man.
It's my own. No. Yeah, I mean, the phone's probably not that bad, but you're probably like, I will at least pause on it.
Here's what I'll think real quick. Like, if I'm willing to kiss another human being, and I'm willing to do that already. I'm willing to exchange tongue bacteria.
I mean,
and I'm sure, like, I'm not walking around being like, you, and you. Let's all swap right now. But like, if that, like, that one is probably like farther than anything else in terms of like touching someone else's belongings, right?
Yeah, but the difference from that is that leads to getting your pee-pee touched. So I don't know, like that. That's something. That's something that humans have always done. That aren't. I don't know. That's
right. But like in my head, my brain goes like, but that is an exchange of bacteria, and if
someone I'm willing, that's not a straight. That's someone I'm very willing to exchange with.
And that's what I was going to say. It's like it would be different if you were kissing you, and you, like if it was everybody. Because the thing is, like at the bowling alley, you don't know who had that ball and what they did at the bathroom before they grabbed their nachos and all that stuff, and then put it on the rack, and you 2 minutes later grabbed it because it's the right way. You don't know what happened, prior to that. But hopefully the partner you have, a little bit about them enough to make that choice where you're like, I know where you've kind of been and what you have.
If it's the first time Tinder date and the option is there, I'm probably not gonna say no, like.
So this is funny because my brother-in-law is a single man in the pandemic in Portland, the land of strippers, who don't have a lot of work to do, posting a lot of OnlyFans. He's on Tinder a lot and matches up with a lot of strippers. But I've been talking to him about this and like, well, like what's dating like? And he's like, well, I talked to a lot of these girls, but then when they asked to meet up, my immediate thought is, well, did the last guy you meet up with, was that within 2 weeks? You know what I mean? Like, was that, you know what I mean? He's like, immediate thought is like, well, who else are you meeting up with? If you're willing to meet up with me, aren't you willing to meet up with, this person, that person, this person, that person? And so it's like put him in this weird, like state where he's like still doing the normal, like talk, but he doesn't want to meet up with anyone. You know what I mean? Like it's so hard to actually meet up with anyone. So,
yeah. That's a strong point. That's a good point. Yeah. Especially because he's like, he lives with you guys, right?
No, he doesn't live with us anymore. No, and that was a big thing. So because he was seeing us, he wasn't going to see anyone else.
Yeah,
because we're we got a 2-year-old. We're super locked down. But we're not seeing him for the next 3 weeks. Because we're one of her best friend and her 2 kids, they're locking down too for 3 weeks. We're locking down for 3 weeks. Like no nothing, no gas stations, no grocery stores, nothing. Like we're locked down, and then they're driving up to see us. So we can't see him right now. And so I was like, oh yeah, you should go out and get laid, man. Go out and get laid a few times, like, And but then he just had a COVID scare at his work, so he can't go anywhere. He has to sit at home for 2 weeks now. Which is like good for us. I'm glad we missed that. But
yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Like, good timing for us, but I feel bad for him, like this poor guy, like he's a single man in the land of strippers, and
it's like, well, it's not like the desert.
No.
Like, well, like, or water everywhere, not a drop to drink.
Like being like stranded in the ocean.
Ocean, exactly. Yeah. He's stranded in the ocean. There's water there, but he just can't drink it.
Can't drink the forbidden nectar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely like, fuck, it's weird. I feel like that's another thing too. Like after the pandemic is over, I'm going to have to spend a solid couple of weeks rebuilding like in-person social skills. The only fucking people I've seen in person are my parents. And too much of them too at that. It's just like, oh man, it's going to take some acclimating. I remember in the summer, me and my friends did the like lockdown, like isolate for 2 weeks. And then we did that cottage trip in the summer. And it was the first time that I had like hugged another human being in months. And it was such a bizarre, but like comforting feeling. It's just like, oh so my God, this is what human touch feels like.
Yeah. Oh, I told my wife, I was like, yeah, I'm like, no offense, but when she's here, I'm gonna cuddle her like the whole week. Like, like I'm hugging her and cuddling her the whole week because I wanted to touch another human. You know what I mean? I just want to have those moments. Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally get that.
Yeah.
Hopefully soon enough. I've been seeing a lot of my friends who are in the appropriate fields getting vaccines already. Like I've seen some doctor friends. One of my friends who manages like, it's called the community living. It's like the people who take care of people with disabilities. He got a shot. So a bunch of people here are getting them already, and that's like really sick to see.
Yeah, I know in our city in Chicago, there was just an announcement about, anyone 65 and older can get it now. And then like we're going through phases for it all. And like I think 2 more levels or so, but hopefully soon enough.
Yeah.
Because the demand's not even that high right now, or at least they have a lot more than they thought they would.
That's great. That's great to hear.
Well, hopefully it's great. Hopefully it's because like the people that are getting vaccinated are the ones that are supposed to, and it's not enough. And it's not people like, I'm not getting that still. So we'll see. Because I don't know if it's required for nurses and stuff.
The logical circles those people run themselves through is insane to me. Like the people that need a gun to protect themselves but won't wear a mask is like, that's like the weirdest like logic circle that I've ever that I just can't wrap my head around it.
That's like Borat hit the virus with a frying pan logic.
Yeah, it absolutely is. That is what it is. 100%.
Oh, that is exactly it. Wow.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's why he did it. This is the point I'm trying to make. That is pretty funny.
Yeah. Okay, so I know we haven't talked about news, but there's 2 pieces that I wanted to bring up.
Only bringing news into this podcast.
Yeah.
Oh man, you know what? Okay. Before we do this, can I tell you how I was going to transition to this? Because I did have a good transition to this news.
Yeah.
But we moved away from it.
Even better, the fact that you brought so much attention to the transition itself is glorious. Like, let's go.
So, Jakku, when you were talking about Nintendo Land, you know what I really hope they put in Nintendo Land as a future feature?
What's that?
A bunch of Pokemon hidden around the park, and then you take pictures of them and you earn prizes.
That's actually a really fun idea. That is really good. Yeah. I like it a lot.
Yeah. That would be pretty damn awesome. because
yes.
Wow, like
wouldn't that be really fun?
Yeah, like real life Pokemon Snap. They should
real life Pokemon Snap.
They should make that after they make a sequel.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they should do that. Like, I don't even want to talk about the trailer now because that's such a good idea. Like, imagine how cool the technology's there. Like, you could take pictures of these Pokemon and submit them. And think about it. They could have an app where, like, you submit the picture and it starts playing that music. Like, dun, 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 dun. And then Professor Oak pops out and he's like, you're close. Like,
yeah. Well, yeah, that's so what I was thinking is like there's two ways to go about doing it. There's one way where I think Pooh's more thinking is like Pokemon Go.
That makes sense.
AR, which is cool. I like that.
No,
but
I wasn't.
Oh, okay. Because I was thinking there's like Pokemon like little ones around that you take a
like
photo
either
of.
like dolls or animatronics or like sculptures or whatever. Yeah.
I was thinking even like a combination of sculptures, movable dolls, and then like character actors, like the character actors. Like for some of the bigger Pokemon. And but literally like it's like a Charizard that's like walking in tall grass behind a rope somewhere, you know what I mean? And like but he's an actor doing those things. Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah. I think it's tricky too, because like Pokemon is on Nintendo exclusively, but it's like not Nintendo kind of. Like, I don't know how much Pokemon is gonna be inside Super Nintendo World. You know what I mean? Like, they're kind of independent.
I think right now it's just all Mario.
Yeah, I think so too.
I know. I mean, they're planning on doing more. I'd have to imagine. Plus, I mean, and when they showed the trailer, it actually looks like really small. Like, it doesn't look like it's like a large land.
Yeah,
like, I would
Super
even
Nintendo
say,
world looks tiny.
Yeah, like even like it's not a. It's definitely not like when you think of Disney World and you're thinking of like Magic Kingdom and then like Typhoon Lagoon or Epcot. You know what I mean? It's not like that. It's not a whole like separate space. It's inside. I would think like more like how like there's Nickelodeon land in old Universal Studios and shit like that, or in like there's like a little like if you go inside Disney, there's like a small spot that's just dedicated to like a certain movie. You know what I mean? That's more what it's like.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
But in a future thing, that's what I want.
Yeah.
Anyway,
well,
we should make a sequel.
So what's funny about this is prior to the podcast, I was thinking like this is going to come up, and I'm like, how could you make Pokemon Snap outside in the real world in general? And it was a combination of Pokemon Go and the new technology that you find in the current iPhones with the LiDAR, because it can scan and sense depth, so it knows like if you're looking at something and if it like is that a couch, because like based on the AI, it's like, oh, this looks like the shape of a couch because it bounces lasers and can figure that out.
Yeah.
So you could go around and do Pokemon Snap, and it could like a Pokemon could be like, oh, that's a tree, and it's gonna like peek its head out, and it would only show the part that you should see with the AR and the LiDAR. But I think we're like 2-3 years out for that technology to be exactly there. But luckily, we can pretend that technology is out in April.
Yeah. We can pretend because we've got new Pokemon Snap. Not Pokemon Snap 2. No, it's new Pokemon Snap because Nintendo's and Pokemon are great at naming things.
Can't wait till new Pokemon Snap XL. Yeah, it's all Snorlax. It's all Snorlax. Somebody make it happen.
Oops, all Snorlax.
Oh,
and Wailords.
I'm stupid hyped and excited for it. I am like it's like the relaxing game that I feel like I'm gonna need this summer.
If only you had it like this week with your current injury.
It'd be
that would be nice. A very relaxing. Like you don't even need to press a button really. You just use gyro aim and like use the R trigger.
Wii Sports. Forehead.
Not a bad idea.
That's
just keep playing through City Skylines. You'll be fine. Yeah, you'll be good.
That is a sneak peek of the Patreon banter. So if you don't know what we're talking about, check out the Patreon banter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The new Pokemon Snap does look really cool though. Like the environments all look super vibrant, and the Pokemon look like really neat. At one point they showed a toucan, and I'm like, the fuck are they including real animals for? And then I remembered there's 900 of them, and I'm like, there probably is just a toucan Pokemon. I didn't remember.
I have on my notes here, call out toucan. Because I'm like, is that a Pokemon?
It looked like a regular ass toucan. I'm like,
toucan? Yeah. Oh, that was my thought process was like, why the hell are we putting toucans in Pokemon? This is weird.
Yeah.
All right. Before you steal my next thing, no Pikachu. No Pikachu in the trailer. There was Pichu.
There was Pikachu in the trailer.
No, there was Pichu.
Are you sure?
Pikachu's going to be in the game.
Yeah, I watched it. I watched it twice.
Absolutely going to be in the game.
Well, yeah, Pikachu's going to be in it. But...
He's in the game. Like the fact that he's not in the trailer. And you might be able to.
Are you sure?
You might be able to.
Oh, that is Pichu. You're right.
Yeah, he is on. Okay, he technically is in the trailer because he's on the box art, but I don't count that. Like
that's
normally,
fair.
Like I remember, they really hyped up Pikachu in the early games to draw that attention. Pikachu's no longer the Pokemon they need to showcase. I mean, I feel like that's been a while, but still, I feel like you almost always see a Pikachu.
Because in the previous trailer we got, the teaser trailer thing, it definitely, I feel like I remember that one leading with Pikachu.
Maybe.
This new one that had the release date doesn't, but I would have to check my sources, and I don't want to search the video to do that.
Yeah. I mean, I think if there's one thing I have absolute faith in, is that Pikachu and Charizard will be in this game.
No one's debating that he's not in the game. He's on the box.
There's going to be a lot. Yeah. There's going to be, and I'd also imagine there's just going to be I think there's going to be a large amount of Pokemon in this game. I don't think we're getting 1,100.
Do you think the what is it, Sun Moon? I don't even know what the last game was. Do you think those fans that were like, oh, there's no
why is
Pokemon
there
in
not
the game?
The full Pokedex?
Do you think they're gonna be upset
this is garbage.
on this? Or do you think, would they be more upset if there is all the Pokemon or if there isn't?
I think if there is, they're already more upset. If there
was.
They're already more upset because it looks better than Pokemon Sword and Shield. I've been seeing posts about that.
Yeah.
People are just, the classic Pokemon Sword and Shield guy standing next to a tree screenshot versus the really lush, vibrant trailer.
Yeah. I mean, which is so fair to compare those two. One with the incredible, complex, deep battle system that it has, and the other one a on-rails game where you take pictures and nothing blows up. I don't know. It's just it's so, But at the same, I get it. I get it because if there's one thing I understand, it's that gamers have no idea how game development. I feel like people people who eat hot dogs have a better idea of how hot dogs are made than gamers do about how games are made.
You're also you have to know, but obviously Pokemon Snap has explosions. Electrode,
that's how you unlock the path from the tunnel to the river.
Sorry.
There's gonna be some explosions. Also,
it's a glorified FMV game essentially.
Yeah. It really is.
And people freak out about it.
It's an on-rails shooter. That's all it is. It's such a great, man. I really love that concept of taking a genre that would never excite me otherwise, but just that little spin on it. It's about taking pictures. It's it just does enough.
Do you think we'll see a Nintendo Labo or support for the Nintendo Labo VR with this game?
I didn't think about it until that exact moment you mentioned it, but yes, I do.
I'm very curious if it's going to have any handheld mode exclusive Pokemon.
Ooh.
Because we talked about this, and this is why they should have done it on the Wii U, and I still don't know why they didn't.
Yep.
But because on the Wii U, you could have easily had your screen that's always facing forward, and you could have looked around, and there could have been stuff behind you, left, right, whatever. Because the Wii U had other games that did that, and it worked really well. It was super fun. So I'm curious if there is going to be any handheld only thing where you have to gyro it over to look at it, which that would be really disappointing to me. That would actually suck.
Yeah, exclusive to just handheld mode features would definitely be a bit of a bummer.
Yeah.
But I really hope that if anything, it includes lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of secrets and done in a good way. I feel like Pokemon Snaps, what made it so fun is that you didn't really just unlock the levels. You had to find the secret to find the next level. You had to it's not just like beat the course, go to the next one, beat the course. Like you had to like throw the thing at the electrode to figure out to get through the tunnel, and it was
throw the apple.
Yeah, it's. I want that. I want that back.
Yeah. I think like I think it's going to be a game that rewards a lot of replays and exploration, like the first one did, because I think a game like that kind of demands something like that, because you want these big, beautiful, lush environments, you know, and to be like, so it has to be such a visually impressive game. That I don't know. I have faith that that's what's going to happen. You know, I think there's going to be a lot of cool moments like that. And I can think of like the one I'm thinking of, like the one that I keep going back to is like Electrode in the first one, like how you cause Electrode to blow up.
Yeah.
And goddamn, it's been so long since I put one Snap.
Yeah, just play that tomorrow. The other like that was the other thing, like learning that game had paths and stuff like, oh, I'm just taking photos, and you're like, wait, I'm missing so many Pokemon. How do I get these?
Right, and then you do some dumb shit, like you hit the Ghastly and save the Jigglypuffs, and they give you a concert and all that shit. Like, man, so many good secrets in Pokemon Snap, real quality secrets.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
Yeah. But there's another one that we kind of forgot to talk about pre-show notes before we go to anything else. Bowser's Fury was finally shown off. What did you guys think of it? The Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury thing.
Yeah,
I was surprised with the Bowser Jr. thing.
I was also, that it was very weird. It looks like
he's like a co-op player.
Yeah. What I see when I see Bowser's Fury is I see a Super Mario Odyssey expansion that got retooled into a bonus pack for...
Right?
Yeah, right? Like, it looks like it plays exactly like Mario Odyssey. I feel like Bowser Jr. is Cappy. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah. Like, it's just a repurposed assist mode Cappy. And then Mario's moveset is changed slightly. But even, like... the way he moves around in Bowser's Fury looks like the way Mario moves around in Odyssey a little bit. And I gotta say, props to Nintendo on that clever recycling of Odyssey's like engine, if that's what they did.
I would be very surprised if they did throw the engine into the game for it. But
yeah,
I mean, if you look at the screenshot mode, it's identical.
Yeah, sure, but I mean, maybe 3D World was based on the Odyssey engine in the first place.
I think so.
They were able to backport it.
Yeah. I think it was.
That's actually interesting because like whereas like something like Unity or Epic's engine or a lot of other games, we don't really know how Nintendo like updates or utilizes their engine. And like right now the one that is very popular is the one that they make Splatoon, the one that they make Odyssey, the one that they make Breath of the Wild on. Those all run on the same engine. So it would be very interesting because we don't really know how long they've been using it. We don't know, like, was 3D World the first game they used it? Are they on the same base engine? So that is very interesting to think about because I
build up from the original.
Yeah. Have they been using the same engine since Galaxy? Like, you know what I mean? We honestly have no idea. Or was this built ground up for Breath of the Wild and they used Odyssey for that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, we don't have is this still the same? Have they just been building this engine since Mario 64?
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that's the other crazy thing is Mario 64 and Ocarina of Time shared the same engine.
Yeah.
Like you can sort of tell in some spots, you know, but like they're two completely different games. Like one character can jump, one character can't. And like, how do you describe two Nintendo characters without describing two Nintendo characters?
One can jump and one can't. That's honestly perfect. Yeah.
That's a TikTok. So yeah, we have no idea. You're right. And like you look at Breath of the Wild, and you look at Odyssey, and those are two completely different games. Mm-hmm. They can both jump now, which is impressive. But it is kind of interesting to think. And like, yeah, maybe it was from 3D World. But you're right. Like it does look different, and like the graphics, unless it's everywhere else. Like when I saw that rain hitting Mario's head and stuff, I'm like, what the hell's going on in here?
Yeah,
the Switch is doing this.
And like with Bowser's Fury, it looks like, I don't think it is conjoining to 3D World in even the slightest way. So even if 3D World wasn't using Odyssey, like the same engine and stuff, this side campaign, I think very likely could/does. I just can't, like, once I get my hands on Mario running around in here, I'll know for sure. But just watching it, just watching, even the animation for him picking up that weird cat shine, the cat sun, like, it's literally the same. I've seen Mario do it 7,000 times after speedrunning. You would know better than I, right?
Yeah,
like
you would know better than I. So
it just looks like it.
Take that 1% chance, or maybe it's 50-50. Call it out on the podcast. I don't know if anyone else is reporting on that.
Called out. This is gonna be the call out. Yeah. I'm predicting it.
Should we have a call out?
I'm just interested to see. Yeah, I'm interested to see how the online of it plays in general.
Yeah.
4 players, right?
Better or worse than Scott Pilgrim Online?
Oh.
Well, when Scott Pilgrim Online worked, it was working fine. It was just the disconnects, and I'd still say Scott Pilgrim Online is still better than Mario Maker Online. So, it was just a desync.
We kept getting desynced, where like one player would be in a different state of the game than the others, and then we just couldn't go any further.
Interesting. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I wanted to watch, but I was unfortunately in meetings.
Yeah, it was really cool. Fun. It was fun.
Yeah, it was really cool to get to talk to Brian O'Malley, and then also geek out that he was geeking out over us too.
Right.
Yeah. Really fun.
That's a huge opportunity.
Oh yeah, I love that
cool.
shit.
Yeah.
Love that shit.
It was so cool. Like Gerard was like a kid in a candy store, dude. He was so excited. Like the joy in his voice when he was telling the story about how he wanted to bring his poster to that event. Like I was just smiling ear to ear. It was great. That was a really fun stream.
Yeah, it was good. I don't know. Like 3D World, I will say the one thing about it is like Mario Odyssey, I feel like has really ruined other 3D Marios for me in a lot of ways, because I absolutely just love the way it controls. Like I think it controls like it's such a dream game control wise. That I'm very, I don't know, like I don't know if like going back to 3D World is going to satisfy me in the way. And also I wasn't a gigantic fan of 3D World when it came out. I always thought it was pretty mediocre as is.
Interesting.
I you know what, a lot of it could just be like the time in my life, like, and that's something that like I totally like have had with a lot of games. I realize is like some games are just like it's just not my time to play it. You know what I mean? Like it's a fine game, and I might like it 3 months from now. I might like it. I might have liked it two weeks ago, but for whatever reason, I'm just not digging it today.
I get that. I've been there. Yeah.
Yeah. And it could have just been one of those situations. I played co-op with my wife, and we play so differently. Video game wise, I think obviously outside of the fact that I just play a shit ton of video games, like she wants to get every coin, and I don't.
Yeah, right. You just want to get through the level. But
you're like, I'm like just dragging her right. You know what I mean? The whole time. So, I don't know. But I am really excited to play it with all of you guys. You know what I mean? Really excited to play 4-player co-op online.
Yeah, I'm really excited it's going to be online. Despite that game definitely being a little frustrating in a group of 4, I think with the right crew, it'll be really fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I just had a random thought. Like with this coming out on the Switch now, the Wii or the Switch will be able to play every single mainstream console version of Mario.
Oh wait, Mario Galaxy 2.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say except Mario Galaxy 2.
Yeah.
Which nope. Oh no.
That's such a failure though. That's like I don't know, like how do you even I mean, not to go back on the stupid thing, but like how did nobody think about this? Like, how did nobody say, oh, well, actually, I take it back. You can't play, like, all the new Super Mario Brothers 2, but I guess nobody really cares about those, so.
Oh, that's true. We only have new Soups U.
Yeah. I guess, you're right. We don't have new Soups U, Wii U, or, that's right. So, take it back. Take it back.
Yeah.
I think the only titles left on the Wii U are the Zelda remakes that got put on the Wii U.
Right.
I think that's
nice,
it.
but now it's like now people want it because the Wii U currently
You know,
is
they're gonna
the
fucking
only
do-
Nintendo system that can play every single mainstream. And actually, I think I don't even think it's mainstream. I think every single handheld Zelda, except for Between Worlds. Then, but
Yeah.
regardless. Oh no, sorry, Awaken came out.
Oh,
Link's
that's true.
Awakening.
That's true.
But close. You can
yeah,
play the
but
original.
I think besides those two games and maybe Xenoblade Chronicles X, I think those are the only games left on the Wii U. And if they ever come to the Switch, you know what they're going to do? They're going to put one extra little thing in there so that I have to buy it because, you want to play it, but we gave you Funky Kong and Tropical Freeze if you buy it on the Switch again. It's fucking, I'm so butthurt about owning a Wii U,
you were talking about this on your stream.
Yeah, dude, I've brought it up like 6 times in the last week. It's so frustrating. I just wish, all I want is for them to give me something equivalent of the Ambassador program on the 3DS. They don't have to do anything other than give me a little icon on my Switch with give me a gold star in the corner that says I owned a Wii U. That's all I want.
Or at least I owned this. Like they could have little individual badges, and if you collect them all, you get a shinier one.
Yeah,
and it's like I had this game on the Wii U.
Right.
For every deluxe version that they come out. Come on, Nintendo.
Give me a badge system for my Wii U game. Give me a recognition.
My God, a Pokemon badge system.
Give me recognition.
You know what's funny is the Ambassador program's like such a good reference to that too, because the Ambassador, it was actually super lit. I was like, because at that time I was like, I do kind of hate the 3DS, and then they gave me 14 games that I didn't ask for nor actually want, but I was like,
Fire Emblem was one of them.
I bought this early. You know what I mean? It was one of them. I didn't even think about
that. Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking at this trailer a bit more, and I think you're right. Just the way the camera is I think it is the Mario Odyssey based thing. Absolutely.
I mean, the raindrops, I feel like you just I'm not looking at it again, but the raindrops were in Odyssey, and so that probably is a good giveaway.
Yeah, just the way the water look. I mean, even here with right at the end of the trailer when they flash back to 3D World and then flash to Bowser's Fury, it is very clear they're operating on 2 different graphical
exactly.
standards.
Yeah. It definitely took a lot of new stuff in whatever Odyssey's world/engine is to make this all happen. My concern is the scope. How much is there to do in Bowser's Fury? It doesn't look very big. I feel like it looks like the equivalent of maybe Odyssey's 2 biggest kingdoms put together. I feel like that's the amount of content that looks like it's in here.
Yeah.
Probably a wooded and a metro, squish them into one here.
Yeah. Interesting.
So I wonder if this is there's not really much else they could do, but it could have been an interesting trend to show for other games. Like if Metroid Prime 3 came out for the Switch, hold us over on Metroid Prime 4, it'd be like adding an extra moon to explore, and it's a Metroid Prime 4 demo.
Yeah.
So, that'd be a really cool way to squeeze in a demo, honestly, of the next gen game. Even though Odyssey's now not, but you know what I mean. Although I guess it is Odyssey without the hat, we'll see. So,
yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah.
Everyone
wondered.
Let me ask you guys a question. Do either of you feel hot this week about anything?
I don't think anyone can be in a bad mood this week. I feel like everyone's pretty much let's cool down. It's almost done. It's almost over.
It's almost over. I don't got any hot right now, so. Maybe we forego this week's hot take.
Hot.
That's hot.
I think skipping the hot take is hot in itself.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna go with that bullshit hot take so we can jump into the side questions emailed into us through the email address podcast@warp.world. But email us at podcast@warp.world if you want to send a question, and we'll do it. Probably.
All right. You know what? We're going to reward everyone tonight. There's a few questions here.
Oh, speed questions again?
Well, not speed questions, but we're trying to make it quick, but not too we were too quick.
We were very quick last time.
It was
amazing.
Fun. But I want to get these through. especially because this one, Pooh, X Water, Jakku, and then parentheses and guests.
Oh,
maybe I
cute.
don't know.
It's cute they included me. That was really cute.
Yeah. Suppose you woke up tomorrow and could master any video game genre or even a specific game that you currently don't play or run. What would you choose and why? Much love, Famo Husky. I'm trying to find a game that I can definitely take advantage of to make a lot of money and just live off of that.
Wait, what was the question?
What video game genre or specific game that you don't currently play or run would you choose that you could just tomorrow master? If you woke up tomorrow, you'd be a master at it. DDR, you'd be a dance master in it.
League.
Yeah. Counter-Strike Go. No. So have you? Well, I guess we don't currently play it. I want to add a stipulation that you haven't played, a specific game you haven't played.
League.
Oh, you've never played League?
I never played League or Dota.
All right, nice.
Mine was going to be Street Fighter / fighting games because it's a skill I've never been able to get down, but I've always wanted to be good at them. And if I practiced, I could, but I've just never put in the work, and I don't want to do that. But if the stipulations that I've had to have never played it before, then I need an extra second.
Yeah. I mean, League is great, but I've played it before. Thanks, Saturn. Now you owe me millions. And I'm trying to think of another game, can't say Counter-Strike Go. And I don't know if Valorant's big enough or if it's going to stay around. And I played Fortnite, so that's out.
Right.
Hyperscape, I'm not about to put my life on
game.
that one. Dead game. Played Fall Guys, played Rust. Man, it's tough. I made this harder. I don't know if Street Fighter 5. Oh, a Nevo fighting. What's one of those? I don't know. King of Fighters. Never played that. No, I have. Damn it.
I would get absurdly good at Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival. I would become the world champion at Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival.
Okay.
And if I'm allowed to have fighting games, then I'll choose that instead.
Just genre. Yeah. I think first person shooter I'd pick.
Yeah, honestly, if I could just have good aim in general, I would pick that because
I feel like that translates. So
it is an important skill.
I feel like I'm really good at everything about first person shooter games except the clicking on people's heads. Yeah, the aim and shoot. Yeah,
I'm good at everything but the aim and shoot. All right. Yo, Warpers, longtime listener. I want to start by hitting a few points y'all talked about in the latest episode. Digital brass instruments. All right, we're in for a treat. I played trumpet for years, middle school, high school, and even in college. And there's a digital mute, actually. You can put it on the instrument, and it has headphones, so you can really hear how you should properly sound, but it's actually muted for everyone else. Really nice for apartments and dorms. So there we go. Saturn, if you're listening, you're welcome.
We found it.
Yes, Soul is great, and X-Water you need to see Onward. I have an older brother with a large age gap like you, and I strongly recommend it.
It's on the list.
And understand that.
I think you know what? I think with the sibling thing, you'll really like Onward. You should watch it with your brother.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I'm gonna listen to that.
Pooh was probably lost on the digital brass instruments. How did that come up in the podcast? The last one he gets. This other one's gonna be a strange one for him too. I live in Denver, but he might want to go. And my wife and I both have manual transmission cars.
Oh wow.
Jakku, or any of the other Warp World team, please reach out to me if you are ever here, and I would be happy to chill and let you drive my car.
Wait, what were you? Have you guys? Neither of you have driven a manual?
No, me and Saturn grew up on manuals.
Oh, okay.
I've never driven a manual.
You've never driven a manual?
Yeah.
Really? Just never. I mean, I guess if your parents don't have one, where would you ever learn?
No.
I was gonna learn once off of a buddy's car, but we never got around to it, and it's like I don't. Yeah.
The very first time I drove at 14 years old was a manual truck. Yeah, a manual truck with my dad in a backcountry road. Yeah.
I was a manual transmission diesel truck.
Yeah. Same, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like a couple of beautiful vehicles.
This is run down for sure. Right. But yeah, maybe it's just a Midwestern thing. You know what I mean? They teach you to drive early there.
Yep. All right. Now on to actual questions for him. All right. What part of the video games strike you first into trying it out, such as visuals, gameplay, footage, friends' recommendations, etc. Thanks for all the amazing content. And Liam Song? Sure.
Looks like
so
it.
what game? What's the first thing you notice when you're playing a game? Controls.
Visuals is big.
Visuals
absolutely.
Big. So there's certain games, like any game with a 3, like Hades, any game with like a Hades view, like the 3/4, I'm always automatically interested in those. And any game that has kind of like the Scott Pilgrim style graphics, where it's like modern, the modern,
but like
it's 16-bit, but they'll cheat and make it 60 FPS if they want.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like it's how 16-bit looks in my mind and not how it looks in real life.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
Any of those 2 visual styles, and I will automatically look at your game, no matter what.
And I think something about this question is it definitely depends on the type of game.
Totally.
Like, yeah, if it's a 3D, like, or if it's like a Hades style, that isometric thing, like I might be like, oh yeah, I'm the art's very important in that. But if it's, you know, a first person shooter, it's going to be more about the action or the multiplayer or something on it, less about the graphics so much. So that's
different. I will blind play any game if I see 3 separate trusted friends appraise it to a high degree. When I played Celeste, I had never looked at it once, but I saw you, Pooh, I saw Andy, and I saw Patty tweet about how good it was, and I was like, well, that's 3, and so I bought it, right?
Yeah, same. I'll do that too if especially people that I know, like we have somewhat similar tastes.
Exactly.
On, you know?
Yeah. I also really, really like when you see gameplay footage and you see how the game plays, like if it has an interesting hook, like I'm excited for Deathloop because it's got a really interesting hook. It's got crazy, like colorful and fun visuals. Like it sold me based off of those 2 things. So yeah, I think the visuals are huge. The hook for the game, like what does it do that's special? And if the gameplay footage looks fun, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Cool.
Next question. Dear Jakku, Axwater, and the empty husk that was once Pooh. Man, these guys
tearing in.
Fair.
Give it a couple weeks. They'll calm down.
Yeah. This
hey man, no guarantee. I don't want to guarantee anything. I don't want to make any promises right now. You know what I mean? You guys should. Yeah, I mean, trust me. You know, like I got a lot of things going on. I'm planning my content for the year. I don't want to make any promises. All right, no promises right now.
Hey, that could be a good emote for this channel.
Yeah.
Pooh husk.
Pooh husk.
But yeah, you know, keeping it on their toes though. Like next week they might throw Pooh in there and be like, haha, he's not here.
You're right. It's good to be safe. So, good to be safe.
Yeah. I feel like gaming has become more hip, and they did the double quotes there. So
hip.
Amongst Gen Zers. But when I was in high school 10 to 15 years ago, gaming in general, weeb culture was ostracizing, or it just wasn't as accessible as it is today. You know, having to go to a friend's house to play XYZ. You know, do you also experience this as a millennial youth? If so, do you ever get jealous of kids today that get to enjoy anime and gaming as part of pop culture? What do you think they gain as a result of enjoying gaming nerddom out in the open? What do you think they lose? Bodega Kitty.
What was it like for you guys? I feel like it wasn't super uncool for me. Like every teenage boy cared about Halo and Call of Duty. So like you could at least relate on that front.
Oh, well, we were late teenagers.
Yeah. Well, it's I mean, I was definitely there were things I hid. Like I didn't share with like my larger group of friends like how much I played Magic the Gathering. My best friend, my brother, like we played together, obviously, so he knew, but like we would go home from like basketball practice and play Magic. And no, you know what I mean? That's not something we ever told anybody about. You know, it's not something like we talked about in school. You know what I mean? We never talked about Magic till we got over. So there were things I hid, but I was always really open about like my video games and gaming in general. And when big games would come out, like a lot of the school would talk about it. Like I remember OOT really took over a lot of our school, and and things like that. But on generally, like out of my quote unquote crew, which I would say we were in the what do I want to say? Like what you would think of as the more traditional cool kids, like a lot of sports, a lot of cheerleaders, lots of hooking up, like things like that, lots of drinking, partying, stuff like that. You know what I mean? And that crew, I was not necessarily as open. And even as I became an adult, and I snowboarded and everything, I didn't tell all my snowboard buddies like, oh yeah, I'm going to go play 9 hours of Batman after this. It wasn't just, you know what I mean? It's not just what we shared or what we talked about. So I think that kids today, I don't think they're losing much at all.
No.
By getting to be open. I think it's all gaining in every aspect because kids are getting to just access to a lot of things they didn't know about that they wanted or didn't know that they would be into personally. But I don't know. Yeah. That's my thought. Yeah.
My school experience was a little different. Like there was definitely the kids that we talked about video games with. And like I don't recall like the school caring about Ocarina of Time or anything like that. There was obviously the kids that would play video games and most of the boys had them for sure. So like anytime you went to somebody's house, like they had something and that might be something to do. But like there wasn't always the talk of video games for the big ones. And like the only memory I have outside like my group of friends is the woodshop teacher telling us about the PlayStation 2 when they announced it, saying like it's backwards compatible with PlayStation 1. This is insane. It's going to work with everything you have for the first game. And I'm like, what about the Game Shark? He's like, yeah, it's going to work with the Game Shark because it says everything. I'm like, I don't think it's going to work with the Game Shark.
I love how that was like your one memory of this interaction is like it's like a foreshadow into what you do today.
Oh my god!
But will it work with the Game Shark, teacher?
He's like, of course it will. And I'm like, I don't think it will.
Oh man.
But yeah, it was only when like 17, 18, like when LAN parties kind of became a thing that more people knew about and like more of the cool kids did. So like it kind of like I don't know, it was weird. So and again with Pooh, I don't think they lose anything. I think it's all gains. Like I don't think there was anybody that like I don't have fond memories of being like, let's sneak Pokemon in during lunch so that the jocks don't beat us up. Like I don't think that's a good memory anyone would have.
Yeah, mostly for me, it's like I just didn't want to like burn my chance of getting laid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, girls were around. We don't talk about video games. That was like a rule in high school.
Yeah, but now it's like it's not even like now the way that my girlfriends in high school would come to every one of my basketball game, no matter what it was, they would come to all of it, right? You know what I mean? Like now they just watch their boyfriends play Call of Duty. They sit and watch you know what I mean? Like that's what they do now, like they sit and we'll do that way. So it's kind of, I don't know. It's very interesting to me, how it's changed. But we even talked about it today. The uncool is now cool. Yeah. Like what was once thought uncool is now the cool. You know what I mean? Yep. Mini cultures and mini countercultures. That's the cool now.
I feel like cool boils down at this point to if you look confident doing literally whatever it is you're doing. Like it could be anything, but if you're rocking it, you're smiling, you're having fun, you're cool. Like that's that. Like I feel like that's the vibe I get from the Gen Z kind of stuff going on.
Yeah. It's good.
Oh, so I was gonna say like my high school gaming stuff though was kind of funny. Where in grade school, like I got hooked early, dude. I was playing like World of Warcraft in grade 8. I was playing Warcraft 3 through grade 5 through 6, and I'm talking like we were on Ventrilo, like spending a lot of time on the computer doing this stuff. So we were already like deep. And then going into high school, like me and all of my gamer friends, we had other interests as well. So like I joined basketball, one guy joined swimming, another guy joined the wrestling, and then we all kind of split off into these separate like side things, like these school activities. But within each one of those, we all made like one or two other nerd friends. And so our crew of like PC gamer nerds expanded by double come grade 11 because I had this birthday party in grade 11, and I'm like, okay, so the friend here, you know that guy you swim with? Yeah. He plays World of Warcraft, right? Yeah. Invite him to the LAN. How about you with the volleyball guy? Invite him to the LAN. So we had this like 10-person LAN and we all merged. It was the great merger of the like two dork
nerd
squads.
Voltron.
And then we conquered this bench in the high school. It was our bench, dude. We always sat there. No one else was allowed at the bench. We'd always cause a big stink if they were there.
Yeah, because oh shit, I can't say it. Almost got me.
Wow, you got close.
I feel like young X Water is fair game.
Go for it. I don't give a fuck.
Like you said, like they didn't approach you because you smelled bad because it was a bunch of nerds.
I definitely wasn't the best smelling high schooler, dude. Not because I like didn't care about hygiene, but I had a sweating problem. I was like a chunky kid.
You're someone who's gotten significantly better looking in just the time I've known you, in the 7 years now that I've known you. So I feel like you
been uptrending hard.
Significantly, you've been uptrending hard. Yeah, you've been absolutely uptrending hard. Speaking of better, like Jakku, this beanie working for me.
Very fresh. Yeah,
dude. Yeah, working for me. Absolutely.
Been trying it out. New year, new me.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. It's working
out
for me. Working for
that part. Yeah. But yeah, no. So were you? So you had your bench? Is that?
Yeah. We had a group of like 10. So like we had our own zone where no one really like made fun of us because we were still friends with people outside of gaming, but like we were sitting at the bench like talking about WoW strats and talking about TF2 and like, you know, dicking around and playing Dota and shit. Like my one friend would go home for lunch to grind 30 minutes of World of Warcraft every day.
That's commitment.
Yeah.
So Bodega Kitty's personal thought is that they feel like the new gen, that maybe they feel like that maybe lose the, hey, I like X2, let's be instantaneous friends, but I don't know, because maybe they actually have access to more communities. So I guess that's what they lose. Is like, that's true. You did have that bonding experience when you did find out that Jock also played World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
It was like, oh my God, you play too. And like, that was your little secret. And that's how you became friends.
At this point, it's like you only have each other. Yeah.
But now, you're maybe the one thing, but I think it's just more people are more accepting. And so it's not that big of a deal anymore. The goths and the jocks are eating together more often than not.
Honestly, I feel like the jocks are probably the least cool kids at the school now.
Oh, especially right now.
Yeah, dude.
Nobody's going to their games. They're probably still on the bench warming it up.
They're still good looking and in shape. I think they're still doing okay.
They're doing fine, but their stock is definitely lower than it was.
Quarterbacks and point guards. Yeah, here's the thing though. They're also still nerds. You know what I mean? Now they're all just playing Madden.
They hate.
Yeah, exactly. That's the
they're
thing.
The basketball
like,
nerds.
It's like they're all nerds now. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. Like we're all we're all nerdy. Like it's now we're just like, what part of nerddom are you part of? Like we're all a part of game nerd, but I'm also a part of sports nerd, and Jakku's a part of coding nerd. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like, you're a part of hot tub nerd. You know?
I sure am. I sure am. I fucking love hot tubs. All right, let's keep rolling. Jakku, you want to get the next one?
Dear Jakku Xwater, an esteemed guest. That's you. It is the future. Okay. The distant future, and the humans are dead. Holy shit, I did not read this. Your stream VODs are the only remaining traces of humanity. What are some things what are some things you think would aliens assume about our culture, civilization from watching? Your friendly listener, Furious Pacifist. Holy shit.
They would probably think that, like, if they watched Jakku's VODs, they'd be like, man, this was a mischievous bunch of people.
Well, I was going to say they were going to learn 50-50 is what we thought.
Yeah. Seems they had a rudimentary understanding of statistics.
Yeah. I don't know. They would definitely, like, aliens would definitely think like, wow, this guy was really into getting sexually assaulted when he did bad, you know? Like, everything I say is like, fuck me in the balls, fuck up, you know? Like, so.
Yeah.
I talk about so much dumb shit when I'm streaming. I just like fill the silence with whatever random dumb thought comes in that I think is funny
comes in your mind. Yeah.
So they'll be like, these were beings of pure chaos and joy is the vibe I think they would pull from my stream.
Fair. Good question, though. All right. Sup, nerds? There we go. I have quite an addictive personality. Humble brag. I will start playing a game and become obsessed with it. Throw all my time into it. I've noticed many of the Mario streamers are now becoming obsessed with Minecraft and spending hours upon hours playing it daily.
What?
Have you ever become obsessed with a game before?
Yeah, it's called Minecraft.
One line up. You answered your own question. If so, what game and how did you eventually break your addiction? I tell you how many hours I'd thrown in Binding of Isaac, but it's an insane number. Your friend and the real Warpy winner, rated R.
Give it up, man.
Why were we even answering this question? He just answered it for us.
Yeah, that's not a question. Is that the second time they submitted a question that wasn't a question?
Yeah, just answer our question for us.
Rated R. I'm not. Listen, this is the opinions coming from my co-hosts. They want you to step up the quality here.
No, we don't. We just want you to not answer your own question in the middle of the question, like. You know
how I've fixed my gaming additions is I have to fall to an extreme low and look in the mirror and say, there is something wrong right now. It doesn't happen until I get to a low point where it fixes.
Eventually, and this happens with all games for me, eventually I have one day where I just, I don't have that much fun. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, for whatever reason, it just, it ruins my fun. Like, Fall Guys was it was 6 weeks. And I was just like, yeah. And then one day I woke up, my play, and every time I got a win, I was just like, and and that was it. And that was just it. You know what I mean? I think it just you got to just play yourself out of that addiction. And sometimes it won't happen. Like, for Mario, it was 5 years for me before I finally got over it. You know what I mean? And now I can play a whole bunch of other shit and enjoy it. It's just different for every game. You know what I mean? I don't think there's this a distinct way to get over it, I guess, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something you can just do. Yeah. You got to play your way out of it.
Yeah. I had to let it was when I woke up at 2 after going to bed at 6 playing Minecraft where I was like, okay, this needs to change. This is a serious problem right now.
My Minecraft obsession stopped when they wouldn't let me blow up Fur's house, and I was just like,
you were real upset about that.
just go on the server and do it. Be like, I don't know, my dog got on the computer.
I can't, dude. I can't. I blew up my house. I was really determined to blow something up that day. You know what I mean? And
yeah, it's a shame. You gotta come back on in the next couple days. I'm literally building a fully functional TNT catapult right now.
Oh, so you're stealing? So what we're doing now is we're telling me that I can't do these things and taking my ideas.
I'm not launching it at Fur's house. But I'm building a catapult.
Either. I was gonna launch it at Fan's house. I have no. I'm not playing with you guys anymore. I'm gonna go play with other people now. I'm done with you guys. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go play with other people who appreciate
people who really love me.
Jocko, did you? Yeah. Okay. So Fur, did you know what Fur built this big giant machine? Yeah, but I didn't know. Okay, that's fair, right? He did. He built the whole thing. I still had to take it down. I had no idea what it was. It took me an hour and a half to figure out the whole thing, right? It's basically, I said, it's bullying me because I'm literally the noobiest noob on the server. So he's just bullying me, right? The day before he did it, he gave me a bunch of TNT. He gave me literally stacks of TNT, and they gave me stacks of invisibility potion. It was just well, I don't know what you're gonna do with this. He wanted this to happen because then he was gonna go blow up my house. It would have been great. It would have been fun. We could have made a bunch of videos out of it. But no, everyone was being a big pouty ass about it. It's they were oh no, his house was literally 2 stories. It was a 2-story shack, 1 bedroom. It was not a fucking mansion. You know what I mean? I wasn't blowing a mansion up. It was nothing. And I was legitimately annoyed by it. So I wasn't, and the funny part is I wasn't even actually going to blow it up. I was going to put a button there that said, don't touch this button. that was all connected to TNT. And then they took down my whole thing. And then I was like, yeah, then I was like, well, I'm going to kick my ball and go home.
Yeah. All right. Fair. I mean, you know, if I would have got on at like 3 a.m. with you. We could have built TNT around his house, making a replica with like TNT in the walls sort of thing. So like it looks all the same to everybody. It's built with TNT all around it, but they don't see it. We put a switch somewhere in there. So it's days before they find it, and they find it accidentally just stepping on a plate somewhere. We could have done that. Would have been glorious.
What, Chuck? Yeah. So I'll wake up with you one of these nights. You know what?
Yeah.
I'm totally down to just have a whole little plan now. Yeah, just have a whole little plan now where we kind of go like an hour away, and we just start farming a whole bunch of stuff, and then we come back and we just fuck with everybody. I'm all for that.
Dude, the thing is like you'll never be able to contest David and Velhart. They're too powerful. They're like Super Saiyan God.
Unless we get one of them on our side.
Well, you could.
Yeah. Why do I need to contest anybody? I'm not trying to contest anyone. I don't care. I want chaos. I welcome them coming back to me. Does that make sense? Like that's what I want. I didn't expect to blow up Fur's house and that would be the end of it. That's not what I was thinking was going to happen. I assumed there would be retaliation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I think what happened was everybody thought you were trying because his house is really nice and he spent a lot of time on it. So it looked like from the perspectives that you were about to destroy his hard work, and that because we were all building and I didn't care too much, so I didn't speak up, but they were bummed out at the idea of it.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I wasn't going to blow up any of their houses though. I was going to blow up Fur's house, who bullied me. Why did everyone forget about that? Like it's not like he didn't do that to you. Who you have this fucking giant ass house. Like he did that to me. I'm sitting there. I have to ask about every little thing in the world. You know what I mean? Like literally, I had to ask 40 people what the hell is even going on underneath my house and where to find it. You know what I mean? So.
Oh yeah, I did get a chance to see it.
Everyone's like, oh well, just build doors back, and I'm like, do you motherfuckers think I understand? I know how to build any of that shit. Suck my ass. I know how to do one thing and one thing only, and that's use the TNT that Fur gave me to blow him up.
Yep, seems fair.
It does seem fair,
man.
And it does seem like it was his intent to even stir this chaos with you.
Yeah.
Yes, he came in my chat and said the exact thing. He said, "Yeah, I kind of figured." I kind of figured you were going to blow me up. I was ready for it. I would have been slightly bummed. As he said, slightly bummed, but then I would have blown up your house and felt okay. That was the exact quote he gave me. And I was like, yeah, that would have been very funny. I would have totally liked that. But now my entire experience is ruined. It is a ruined experience.
I am sorry for you. You know what? Me and Fiend had a great little back and forth. I burned her chickens. She threw more chickens at me. It's been a good little bit of mischief.
If I would have done that, everyone on the server would have been like, "Oh my God, Pooh, I can't believe you did that." You know, like it would have been like the biggest fucking deal in the world. If I would have dropped TNT in her chicken pit, it would have been like, "Oh no, oh my God."
Well, dude, she hit me with her sword, and then I dropped the lava, and she shot first. She shot first. Oh. Yeah. To be fair,
kind of like how Fur shot me first. Or Beginning shot me first, or Hectique shot me first, or do we want to keep going here?
I feel like we could.
We could. It's there's a lot of passion coming into the podcast right now, and I love the passion.
Let me cool it off with just a little bit of water right here.
I'm paying for this whole server myself. And everyone was whining and pouting about 12 boxes of TNT on a guy who literally built the bone farm in 20 minutes. You know what I mean? Like
the bone zone.
Yeah.
All right. X, where I saw you were putting some glass up, and you have your big X.
Yeah.
And, like with blue glass in there.
Mm-hmm.
Have you thought about making it like 3D so you could have water pouring in?
I actually am doing that. I was doing that right before we were jumping into right before we were jumping into Scott Pilgrim. Yeah, I was building the second layer out, and there's going to be water flowing specifically in the blue parts.
In the pattern. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Just
I'm gonna log on, blow it up, log off.
You know what? If it's war you want, It's a war you shall have.
Well,
I wanted a little war. Yeah, it would have been.
The thing though is it's not going to be a war because he's going to log on, do it, log off, and never return. And you're going to be like, there's no retaliation on your side.
I did spend a solid like 13 hours building my like super tower.
Yeah,
but repairing it would take a lot less time than rebuild. Yeah, like
you can definitely tell Pooh played Rust before Minecraft.
Yeah, I wanted, and that's what I was assuming. I was assuming that we were going to have something that was in between building a fucking museum and Rust. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not Rust that was literally like end all chaos,
but
just
somewhere in the middle,
destroy everything everywhere. Meanwhile, like these motherfuckers are playing Rust right now in like the absolute way that I've been wanting to play it forever, and I can't get on the,
Yeah,
just over it.
Yeah, we're gonna take our own server.
Talking about it. I've never had more fun. I've never had more fun with a game than I had with the first 4 days of Minecraft, and then just had everything sucked out of me to want to play, like the way I had like people like watching me. Like, I don't know, Pooh. I don't know. It was I was so over it after that. I was just like, I never want to play with any of these people ever again. Anything.
So that's how you get rid of an addiction to a game.
There it is.
Yep, there you go.
All right.
There you go. Ruin it for someone else. Yeah, ruin it for someone else. That's how you do it.
That's it for questions. This is a pretty long one.
This is a beefy podcast right here.
I'm the problem. Yeah, I'm the problem. I rant. All right. We're done.
Yep. We're done here.
We are.
Like
tune in next week where we have some more podcast.
But listen, if this almost 2-hour show, if it wasn't enough for you this week and you're thinking, wow, I could use maybe like 7 to 12 minutes of additional podcast content every single week. Maybe you hop on over to patreon.warp.world. You get access to that Patreon exclusive banter every week. There's an extra little episode. Maybe you get a couple other benefits while you're there. There's some for streamers. There's some for listeners. There's some for viewers. There's all kinds of stuff. Maybe you decide to Patreon. It's all up to you. Maybe while you're there, you leave a 5-star review on whatever review avenue you can. Apparently, we have 268 reviews, then an average of 4.9. So I don't even know if we need them, but I'm gonna say it anyway.
Oh yeah, we need them. Only for 5-star though. Don't give us any of that 1-star bullshit.
You guys give us 4.9 implies that one of those isn't a 5. So fuck you, whoever did that.
Yeah, we'll never be able to get a 5 again. It will always be 4.99999999999.
No coming back. There's no coming back.
Yeah,
no coming back.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Oh, unless we get them banned on the iTunes platform.
There we go.
Then they removed their.
Let's plant. Oh, let's go put TNT in their iTunes. That'll get them out of there.
Got it. Let's do it. Bye, everyone.
Good night, everybody. Or week.
Bye.
I mean.